Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I am Nancy Makita, the president of Temple Bethel in Salinas, California. And we are beginning our Friday evening service with the leadership of members of the Ritual Committee in the absence of Cantor Bruner. So glad to see you here. And anybody watching on whatever you call it. We don't see you, but we're glad you're there. And we're going to open with Bim Bam, led by Brian Telford.
Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom.
We'll call up the Bear family to light tonight's candles. Please come up. Tonight we're celebrating the graduation of Michael Bear from high school. And the prayer for lighting the candles is found on page 2. Here's somewhere. There we go. What you got? Yeah, good. So we light the candles first, right? Say a blessing second.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech ha'olam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
And while we have the family up here, because this is a special occasion, we're going to say a special Shehecheyanu, that we all reach this day safely after this last year. Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
What do we have next? Please turn to page 20 and 21. And L'Chaga Dodi, tonight we will be doing 1, 2, 5, and 9. And for verse 9, we'll be standing to greet the Sabbath bride.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shahamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'nitilah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor habracha, berosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh v'machshava tehillah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva ore kumiori, uri shir daveri, kavod Adonai alayich negla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Please rise.
Bo'ii v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam v'simcha u'v'tzot tola, toch emunei am segula, bo'ii chala, bo'ii chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Please turn to page 24 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom
Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mihi Melech, Malachei Halachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim HaKadosh
Please turn to page 26 and rise for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei Rav Amen. Ve'amad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon yovechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. Agala ba'agala uvizman kariv v'meru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'omaya yitbarach yitbarach v'yishtabach v'par v'roman v'yinaseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei rekudesha b'richu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiram be'alma v'yimeru amen. Please remain standing and turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Please be seated. On page 30, blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzavaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on the evening. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. On page 32, the Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael. Mishpatim, otanu limadata, otanu limadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shofbenu, ukumenu na'asiach b'chuchecha, v'nizmach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yamenu, uvahem negeh yomam v'layla, negeh yomam v'layla, v'yavcha al tasir, mimenu le'olamim, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Please turn to page 34 and rise for the Shema.
please join us on page 36 for V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'ribarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvletecha v'aderech u'shokbacha uvkumecha uvshartam liot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot ben enecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'hitem kadoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet.
In preparation for the Mi Kamocha, which is found on page 40, standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, and that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha neda b'kodesh, norati lot o sefel, norati lot o sefel, malachutecha ra'u v'necha, okei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, zelianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch le'elam va'ed, bye bayim bim bayir bye bayim ba, ay 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 yid bye bayim ba, ay 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 yid bye bayim ba, ay 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 yid bye bayim ba. V'ne'emar ki fada Adonai et Yaakov ugalo miyad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai ga'al Yisrael.
Amen.
Amen. Yeah, okay. Oh, tefillah, yeah.
Actually,
Wasn't on
no.
there. I didn't see it.
Yeah. Grant, O God, on page 42, the Hashkivenu in English. Please join in the middle of the page in English. Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Spread over us the shelter of your peace. Guide us with your good counsel, for your name's sake be our help. Shield and shelter us beneath the shadow of your wings. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. Distance us from wrongdoing. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming to life and to peace evermore. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. Amen. Please turn to page 46 and rise for the tefillah.
Adonai sefatach tiftach Ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohe Avotenu v'imotenu, Elohe Avraham, Elohe Yitzhak, Elohe Yaakov, Elohe Sarah, Elohe Rivka, Elohe Sachel, Elohe Leah, El Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, V'mevii Geula Livnei B'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo B'Ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magim, Baruch atah Adonai, Megan Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Yehacha atah Rav HaHoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechache Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rakamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Mechayim Emunato, Lisheneh Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Memit, Umachayim, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot ha'kol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye ha'kol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom, L'chalalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el ha'kadosh.
We continue silently to page 60. You may be seated when you're done.
Please turn to page 60 for Shalom Rav. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. V'tov benecha levarech et amcha Yisrael v'kol b'chol sha'ah v'shlomecha. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
Grant abundant peace to Israel, your people forever, for you are sovereign God of all peace. May it be pleasing to you to bless your people Israel in every season and moment with your peace. Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. And now we turn to page 244 for our Torah service, and we invite Rick Hughes.
Eyal ha'avoda, Eyal gemilut chasadim.
Please be seated.
Tonight's portion is Shalach Lecha. Michael is going to read first. It's going to take a little minute to find it because we had a cross in communication. We thought he was going to do the 5 verses previous to what's in the bulletin. So he's actually starting on 25. So let's just. All right, let's see if I can find it for you. Okay, it was going to be 20 lines from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 19, 20. Nope, I don't see it there. All right. I think we're going to need your help.
Okay. Yamod, Mikael ben Yonatan. What are we looking for?
He's starting on Vayashuvu.
What are we looking for?
This here, right?
Verse
Vayashuvu,
25.
verse 25.
Okay, you've got this,
Vayashuvu.
right?
All right.
Where's the beginning of the parsha?
It's back there, but he's going to be over here because I'm going to go over here.
Okay, what is it? It's a Shuva Mitur.
Vayashuvu, Mitur,
Yashuv.
Haaretz.
The Yashuva Tur.
Well, you're giving me hints as to what I'm supposed to say.
It's where it should be right in here.
It should be 5 lines down from where we thought he was going to do it.
Oh, okay. So I mean, 5 lines down from the top?
No, he was going to start at line 20 from the bottom.
I see.
We may not be further.
That's further down.
Maybe we rolled too far this way. I'm at the very end.
Okay.
Sorry about
That's
this.
kind of weird. Where's your?
Mine is at the very end of the parasha.
Oh, even further?
Mhm.
Wow.
This is me here.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Shuva.
Oh, sorry about this, guys.
It's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. The Torah always is.
Rick, what chapter is this?
13.
13.
Mhm.
Numbers chapter 13, verse 25 through 30
You may
is
have to
what
read
I.
it from here.
Yeah, we may have
Oh,
to.
When do you want to try it?
I mean, I could always read it from there.
There we go. That's
In
good.
that case, should I just read the Torah portion and that's in the assigned reading tonight?
No, I mean, it's like whatever you prepared.
All right.
Where does it start?
Yeshuvu was. Now that's what he was going to do. We thought he was going to do, and you've gone further to 25. Where's 25?
The Yeshuva.
Yeshuvu.
Okay.
Okay, let's call your father up.
We'll call your dad up.
Yamod Hadishon, Yonatan ben, I don't know your father's name. Eliyahu, Livrachat Torah. Baruch
Elohu et Adonai hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher baharbanu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
All right. I may start now, right? Okay. Vayashuvu mitur haaretz miketz arbaim yom vayelchu vayavu vo'u el Moshe ve'el Aharon ve'el kol adat b'nei Yisrael el midbar Paran Kadesha Vayashivu Otam Davar Ve'et Kol Ha'eda Vayarum et Pri Ha'aretz Vayisapru Lo Vayomru Banu El Haaretz Asher Shalachtanu V'gam Zavat Chalav Udvash Hi V'zeh Piria Ephes Kiyaz Ha'am Hayoshev Ba'aretz V'ha'arim B'tzurot Gedolot Me'od V'gam Yelidei Ha'anak Ra'inu Sham Amalek Yoshev Be'eretz HaNegev V'ha'chiti V'ha'yevusi V'ha'emori Yoshev Bahar V'hakna'ani Yoshev Al Hayam Ve'al Yad Hayarden Vayahas Kalev et Ha'am El Moshe Vayomer Alo Na'ale Vayarashnu Ota Ki Yachol Nuchala.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah et emet v'hayei alam nata b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. You going to translate? Or you
Oh,
want to read their translation?
I think I'd prefer to read the translation.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I only memorized the Hebrew part. They returned from investigating the land at the end of 40 days. They went and came to Moses and to Aaron and to the entire assembly of the children of Israel to the wilderness of Paran toward Kadesha, and they brought back to them the report and to the entire assembly, and they showed them the fruit of the land. They recounted to him, and they said, "We came to the land to which you sent us, and indeed flowing with milk and honey it is. And this is its fruit. But it is for naught, since powerful is the people that dwells in the land. The cities are fortified and great to the extreme, and also the offspring of the giant did we see there. Amalek dwells in the land of the south. The Hittite, the Jebusite, and the Amorite dwell on the mountain, and the Canaanite dwells by the sea. And on the back of the Jordan, Caleb silenced the people toward Moses and said, we shall surely ascend and conquer it, for we surely can do it.
Yesher koach.
All right.
Now we'll have the Mishabarach.
Mishaberach is found on page 253. And tonight we're remembering members of our congregation, friends and family in need of prayer of healing. First would like to mention the Sorokin family, and then also the Bruner family tonight. And then anyone else that you would care to name?
Nelson Drudy, Janet Lemaire, David Lemaire.
Marvin Cohen.
Sarah Siegel, Maxine Gropper, and Dolores Rozoff.
Mishaberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mechor habracha yavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
יעמוד נוח בן אלימלך ואנברחנה השני לברכת התורה. Uh-oh. Have I lost it again?
Baruchu et Adonai Hamvarach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach leolam vahem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'torah.
Amen. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתחיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And Adonai said to Moses, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and you shall say to them, and let them make for themselves tzitzit on the corners of their garments for all their generations. And they will place on the tzitzit in the corner a thread of blue, and it will be for you a tzitzit, and you will see it, and you will remember all the commandments of Adonai, and you will do them. And you will not wander after the wanderings of your heart or the fantasies of your eyes, which you have a tendency to follow faithlessly, in order that you may remember and perform all my commandments. And you shall be holy unto the Lord your God. I am Adonai your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am Adonai your God. Thank you. Good job. Abba.
Please rise. We return the Torah to the ark.
V'zot ha'Torah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe.
Hodo Ares Vishamayim Vayoren Keren Yamo Tehilako Asinav Livnei Yisrael Am Kerovo Hallelujah.
So we'd like to call on Rick for his Devar Torah tonight. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom.
Many years ago, there was a movie we old people might remember. Alfie with Michael Caine, a gay blade, old style, who was afraid of commitment. The theme song, sung by Shirley Bassey, was, "What's It All About, Alfie?" Well, the title of this devar is, "What's It All About, Avi?" The maftir of this sidra ends with the commandment to put fringes on the corners of our garments. It is also commanded in Deuteronomy, but not in such a detailed manner. What is a tzitzit? The root of the word is hard to pin down. It could be related to words that mean to take a peek at, a lock of hair, a forelock, a flower bud, or an embroidered band attached to the corner of a garment. There were apparently tzitzit before there were Jews. In the Middle East, weavers used to attach them to the corners of the garments. Somehow, this strengthened the garment. The tassels and the embroideries became more and more elaborate, indicating the social status of the wearer. In a tomb painting from the 1300s BCE, in the tomb of Pharaoh Seti, who was Ramses the Great's father, and Ramses is possibly the Pharaoh of the Exodus, you can see a Levantine wearing a skirt with what looks like tzitzit. Someone has suggested that these fringes at the corners of garments began as the four legs of a skinned animal when animal skins were used for clothing. We use the tzitzit as a mnemonic, something which reminds us of something else. Each letter in Hebrew, as you know, has a numerical value. The word tzitzit equals 600. Each tassel is made up of 4 threads doubled over to make 8. The 5 double knots represent the 5 books of Moses. So 600 plus 8 plus 5 equals 613, the number of the positive and negative mitzvot. Between the knots, 7 threads are encircled by an 8th thread, which is considerably longer. You will notice that the number of wrappings is different in each section. In the first section, there are 7 turns. In the second, 8 turns. And in the third, 11 turns. 7 plus 8 plus 11 equals 26, which is the numerical value of the word Yud-He Vav-He, the ineffable name of God. The last section has 13 turns, which adds up to the word echad, 1. Now there is mention made of a blue thread. The dye for this thread was made from the guts of a sea snail and was very expensive. Deep blues and purples were for royalty. In Talmudic times, the process for making this dye was lost. So the Ashkenazi rabbis decided to forego and omit the blue thread. The Sephardi have other ideas. They still use the blue thread. Their wrapping procedure in the spaces between the knots is different, and thus the words they represent are different. There was a great controversy about this in the Middle Ages. Rashi supported the Ashkenazi way. Nachmanides supported the Sephardic. He was the Sephardic champion. What was the point of the blue thread? Partially to show we are in the service of a royal master. Otherwise, it was to bring to mind the blue sea, the blue sky, and the sapphire blue throne of the Almighty. Rabbi Hezekiah also taught, when the children of Israel are wrapped in their prayer shawls, let them feel as though the glory of the divine presence were upon them. For the scripture doesn't say that you may look upon them, but that you may look upon him, that is, upon the Holy One. Blessed be he. So now you know what tzitzit is all about. Thank you for your kind attention, and Shabbat Shalom. And now President Makita will have some words.
thank you, Rick. That was the first time I actually tried to count the threads. It's easy. I knew there were so many knots and so many turns that I just never counted them. Well, thank you to my neighbors here, the ritual committee. Brian for singing, and Jeff for leading, and Rick for the Torah service. Thought it worked quite well. They say it takes a village. Well, even for a Shabbat service, it might take a village. And tonight it took a village to find the portion, but it can be very confusing because the words repeat and you say, oh, here's the right word, and then you think, oh, well, the next one's wrong. So it can be hard. So anyway, you should have gotten an email and or phone tree today, so you should know the main news. But just in case somebody didn't, we did lose Stan Sorokin this week, and his funeral will be on Tuesday. I don't think it was put on here, was it? No, it wasn't ready. So the actual service at Struvenlapport is basically private because only a few people can fit in according to the present rules. But everybody is welcome to the cemetery, that service will start somewhere between 12 and 12:30, depends on when they get there. So maybe you'll see you there. And then, of course, just to complicate Cantor Bruner's life, her father died yesterday. So things are not looking too good there. However, we had the first day of the rummage sale today, and that went very well. We made money, and we have more things to sell. So either come and buy something or come and help sell something. Sunday from 8 to 4, I believe. Right. So talking to the choir there. Basically, that's what's going on. Coming up, and oh yes, of course. Congratulations to Michael on his graduation. Mazel tov. And I understand that his brother Ryan, who I just met tonight, glad to do so, also has graduated from his nursing course. So that's good. And will you be working locally, do you know?
That's the hope, is to work within the community initially. First job, I'm going to apply to a local hospital, so we'll hope for the best.
I'm sure that you'll be able to find work because we need lots of nurses. Lots. Is there anything else that anybody can think of?
Just the normal stuff for us.
Yeah, we have Torah study as usual tomorrow, 10:30, on Zoom. We're sticking with Zoom. It's really nice to get up on Saturday morning and, not have to hustle into real clothes and and shoes. So we do comb our hair, etc. But lunch and learn. It's hard to say with the Cantor's busy schedule. She might ask to postpone it, so we'll let you know. So anyway,
More donations are welcome this coming week in preparation for the following weekend, if people want to bring more things in.
oh, for the rummage,
Yeah.
certainly. There's no reason why we can't put more things out. So if you forgot
Just have to make sure somebody's here at the temple to open up.
right, Susie's usually here Tuesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday.
I'm usually here Thursday afternoon. So I might just,
Cantor's due back on Tuesday for the service to stand. Cantor's
Right.
due back by Tuesday.
So Shabbat Shalom again. Thank you, everybody, for coming, and we will continue with the Elena.
Please turn to page 282 and rise for the Elenu as the ark is open.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, lateit g'relanu tzeh b'reshit, shalom asan k'yuei haratzot, v'l'hol samanu b'mishachot ha'adama, shalom sam kalpeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol ha'onam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishachavim u'modim, lifnei melech, malchei hamlachim, hakadosh baruch hu. Ne'emar, Rahaya Adonai, lemelech al kol haaretz, bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
Please be seated. In nature's ebb and flow, God's eternal law abides. When tears dim our vision or grief clouds our understanding, we often lose sight of God's eternal plan. Yet we know that growth and decay, life and death, all reveal a divine purpose. God, who is our support in the struggles of life, is also our hope in death. We have set God before us and shall not despair. In God's hands we are the souls of all the living and the spirits of all flesh. Under God's protection we abide. By God's love we are comforted. O life of our life, soul of our soul, cause your light to shine into our hearts and fill our spirits with abiding trust in you. Tonight, we remember members of our congregation whose yahrzeits are observed this week. Aaron Gerard Mintz, Max R. Shostak, Joseph Garfinkel, Abraham Zuboff, Herman Cassavan, Saren Lappin, Art Rucka, and Ruth Obzug. Anyone else that you're remembering for a yahrzeit or a family member or friend for a Kaddish tonight, please speak their name. And we remember Cantor Margaret's father who passed away this week. Please rise for the Kaddish.
Gadal v'yitkadosh shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yamad yivrach v'yirtei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei tekol Beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kari v'yimaru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yitabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei kudashah b'richu.
Le'elam mikol birchata v'shirata.
Tushbachata v'nechamata. Da'amiran v'yalma v'yimaru. Amen. Yehesh lama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. V'yimaru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'yakol Yisrael. V'yimaru. Amen.
May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we all say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. And Brian, what do we got for a closing song? Oh, what we'll do is we're gonna to the Bima, and we're going to be doing the Yivarechecha. So with the threefold blessing, we want a special blessing on your family tonight. Okay? Let's see which page it's on, so I don't mess it up. Let's see here, 299. Please rise. Yevarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha ve'asem lacha shalom. Shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Amen. Yeah.
Well, that's a good one, yeah. Please join us on page 353 for Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu. Odievo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom. We'll do the Kiddush from up here. Do you want to do the Kiddush? We'll sing with you. How's that?
All right.
Okay. There you go. Baruch
Ta Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho yahratzon kikilanu zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit ki yom tehila l'mikraya kodesh zecher litziyat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'ya'u ratzon hichaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mechadesh ha-shabbat. Amen. Chaim.
We'd like to thank everyone for coming tonight, everyone who participated in the service, and especially the Bear family, John, for sponsoring tonight's Oneg. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Okay.
Good job.
I had a long time to see.
Be careful as we make our way to the back. Open up that thing so we don't trip over the